should have been pinochle. Now today's Tuesday. Thursdays, we play pinochle. Wasserman. Is there no adventure in that pharmacist's soul of yours? Haven't you ever secretly wanted to play pinochle on a Tuesday? As lousy as you're playing this afternoon. What's the difference if it's gin rummy or pinochle? I can cheat better at pinochle.
What do you find most appealing about the show from an audience point of view?
I think everyone has one or two family members that if those one or two family members were to move in with them, it would, or it probably has happened too. It just creates havoc.
A little squabble? Your mother came after my father with a carving knife.
Objection, Your Honor. It was not a knife. It was a cake cutter.
I like its honesty. I mean, it's a comedy, but it doesn't, but there's such an honesty to these characters, and there's so many moments that are just so real and really touching and very honest. It's not an over the top.
What are some of those really honest and touching moments?
I think in Abe and Mildred's scenes, there are just some moments where the characters go from just where it's the constant bickering and fighting, which is very funny and very comical, but then there are moments where I think even in the bickering sometimes it gets vicious and mean and hurtful, and then there are moments where when they apologize and they realize they've hurt each other and they realize that there's more of a connection there.
And have hurt other people.
And have hurt other people.
Dream last night. Now it all comes clear to me.
Oh, you're a dreamer, right?
I dreamt I was walking through this forest when I came to a field. In the middle of a field was this horse, but as I got closer, I could see that only the horse's head and front legs were there. Everything else was missing. I wondered, whatever became of the back end of that horse?
I'm actually, and I tried not to play it up too big, I'm actually Jerry Seinfeld's mother.
Yes.
You think he looks like Jerry?
Yes.
But she's also a mixture of Jerry Seinfeld's mother and my piano.
Me?
The wind, yes, that must be it. Oh, no, maybe some hot air.
Not listening is violating the first rule of arguing.
Maybe it was another monkey.
Stop talking to that monkey and fight it out like a man.
On second thought, it sounds more like a baboon.
Don't you dare call me a baboon!
Then stop acting like one!
What's appreciated by the audience too is the fact that Abe discovers in that line, boy, you live with somebody for a while and you really don't understand. So you argue for 7 months and yet you don't really realize where that other person is coming from.
For your health. You didn't know that. Yeah. Look, it takes care of tension. People tense up. They take pills, they drink, they smoke, they run around on the side. I argue and poof, tension goes away. No side effect.
Well, no side effects for you, but what about for the people that you argue with?
They argue back, it was fine. You give up too easily. 6 weeks I've been here, and you have not gotten into a good solid argument yet.
Why would I want to get into an argument?
You're an in-law, a son-in-law. It's your God-given right.
Like say, Jerry didn't have a father growing up, and it's nice to have someone who is a father figure kind of around and learning from that, and instead of and is very accepting of all his eccentricities and loves them, as a matter of fact.
So talk a little bit about the uniqueness of your character in this show.
The uniqueness of him?
Yeah, he's a really interesting guy. What do you find most enjoyable about playing it? What's been difficult? What have you enjoyed the most?
He's a large man-child that has been lucky enough to get a good-looking woman for a wife.
Oh my God! You're pregnant! Are you pregnant? Of course! That's what this whole discussion is about. You said you could get pregnant, and you got pregnant! Are you pregnant? And Allison, if this were a Gallup poll, you would be entitled to a no opinion.
Would you be upset if I were pregnant?
Upset? Are you crazy? It's terrific! We just want kids.
Is a musician who obviously, if you look at his little station on the set, you can tell that he's retained his childhood hood a lot. And he's gotten a very sophisticated lawyer wife.
And I would like to add, he's kind of a straight Barry Manilow.
Yeah!
It's well written. You know, I think there are a couple. I just think that what I like is there's a lot of good connections, and maybe as an English teacher he can make that. But there are a lot of one word and phrase and connections between what's happened before and. And I really like that kind of stuff. It's like recurring Jack Benny things. You know, 39 years old, he's cheap, he's this. I think that the characters all have little things like that fit.
How about the rest of you? Why does the show work, do you think?
Well, I think the show works because I think it's smart. And Michael and I were talking before. I think it was Horace Walpole, who was an English essayist, naturalist, said life is a comedy to the man who thinks and a tragedy to the man who feels. And so therefore, for me, that's saying that comedy is intellectual. And if you listen to this play, watch it, you will hear there's an awful lot of smart comedy in it. And I think for me, that's one of the reasons I think that it works.
Autumn?
And the cast. It's simple. It's good material, don't get me wrong, but you have to have a good cast to bring it to life.
Adam?
Well, dovetailing off what Mike and Hep said, Mel Brooks said, comedy is when I cut my finger. Tragedy is when I fall into a manhole cover and die. And I've already cut my finger.
I think it works, and this actually just sort of hit me during the rehearsal process, is that this is not just a show that older people can enjoy. I think this show relates to all ages. I really do. I mean, as you know, whether you're in your late 20s or 30s, or there's a character in this that you can relate to, like Hep was saying earlier. So I think for my generation and where we are, I know that there are times I think about, what am I going to do when I have to take care of my parents?
Mike, you are the senior member of the cast and the biggest role.
I am.
How has that gone for you?
You know, it's a funny thing. It's because I started working when I was 11 years old.
On this script?
I always no. That was to memorize.
Do you live here too?
Oh, I'm just visiting.
How long will you stay?
I'm not staying. I just came over to play golf.